All right, guys, we're gonna try to record a video, but my dog is in a very attached mood this morning. So if you hear me say "baby," I'm not talking to you. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick. Hopefully, this will be under 10-minute photosynthesis review. I'm gonna touch on the big pieces. I'm not gonna go into my soapboxes about global warming with CO2 and carbon dioxide. I'm not going to go into how the leaves change color because we talked about that in class. I just want to touch base on the few ingredients and the vocab that we need to know to figure out how the world works. So this is the slide that we looked at in class, and this PowerPoint is attached in resources of the lesson. So here is the answer key essentially, but I did want to talk to you and figure out exactly how all of this works. So the very first thing we need to know is that photosynthesis is the name of this process. So plants making energy plants energy is called photosynthesis. So in science, every word has a meaning. It's Latin or German root. And if we know those basic root words, we can kind of figure out what most things mean. So photosynthesis starts with photo. Well, the biggest thing you need for a good photo is light. So the word photo literally means light. Particles of light are called photons. Photo means light. Synthesis here means to put together, to combine. So photosynthesis, excuse me, sir. Photosynthesis is the combining of light with other things. Well, what else is it combining, you ask? Great question. So the first thing we need to combine light is light. And where do we get that light from? The sun. So this is our light energy, and we'll come back to that. But this is where we're going to get our light from, is the sun, and this is light energy. Now, there are a few things that we need to put into the organelle that will spit it out. So first off, what organelle are we working in? What organelle performs photosynthesis? Well, that would be the chloroplast. Great job, guys, chloroplast. So what I'm going to do here is just draw our chloroplast. This is our chloroplast. And I'm drawing with my hand, so apologize for the typing. And they look like these little stacked disc circle kind of looking things. They look like these stacked discs. And one of the beautiful things about this is that this is one of the 5 words in science that makes sense. What fills a chloroplast? Chlorophyll. Thank you, science, for one word that makes sense. Oh, goodness, that does not look good. Luke, stop bumping into me, sir. All right. Chlorophyll fills the chloroplast, and the chloroplast is where we're going to combine all of these items to undergo photosynthesis. Okay, so the things it needs, well, plants need water. Plants need water, and our chemical equation for water is H2O. H2O. And actually, the chemistry part of Miss Humphreys is annoyed because that's supposed to be a subscript. So give me a second. H2O. And that is water. So the roots of the leaves uptake the water through the roots, kind of send them through their veins, these little spiny things, and they get water. Well, the other thing it needs is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, which is CO2. And I'm not too worried that you know these equations. I'm more worried that you know it's carbon dioxide and water. So know the words more than the letters. So carbon dioxide is actually super important to the cycle of the earth because plants need it to make their own energy. Where does it come from is animal breath. Our waste product of our breathing, our respiration, our life is carbon dioxide. When I breathe out, I'm breathing out carbon dioxide. But it also comes from planes, trains, automobiles, factories. There's a lot of carbon dioxide in the earth right now. And remember Miss Humphreys' rant about we need more plants and less CO2. So our carbon dioxide comes from the atmosphere. So the CO2 comes in from the air. And remember, we're scientists, so we don't call it air. We call it specifically what we're talking about. And so that CO2 comes in from the air. The water comes in from the roots, and these two things meet in the chloroplast, and then they are essentially baked like a cake. So I want you to think we've added water and flour into our baking pan, chloroplast, And we're now going to bake it. Well, what is our oven in photosynthesis? The sun. The sun is going to bake these ingredients, and we're going to come out with a cake. So we're going to mix our water and our carbon in the chloroplast and bake it with that sun, and out comes our cake. And I'm putting that in air quotes because we have two products that come out of it. The first product we have is called sugar, but in science we call sugar glucose. Glucose. And just like we call, that's Glucose, glucose. And just like we call energy ATP and genetic material DNA, we have a scientific word for everything. And our scientific word for sugar is glucose. So the plant holds on to this glucose because it needs the sugar. It holds on to the glucose because it needs the sugar to run itself. It needs energy. Just like Miss Humphries drinks her Red Bulls, this plant needs its glucose to perform energy. The waste product of a plant, sorry, this air is supposed to be going this way. The waste product of a plant is oxygen. So just how we breathe out carbon dioxide, plants breathe out or waste oxygen. So first off, these are called the products. These are called the products. And they are the sugar that it holds on to and the oxygen, and that is waste. So a waste product, so we could call this, Miss Humphries likes to call it a plant fart. Mr. J prefers plant burp. But basically, it's the plant getting rid of this gas. So however you want to think of it, the plant has to get rid of this gas. So it's either going to breathe it out, burp it, whatever. It's going to get rid of the oxygen that's then going to go back into the, quote, air for us to breathe in. We'll breathe out our carbon dioxide and we'll continue this cycle. So oxygen is the waste product. Sugar, glucose, is the product it makes for itself. And it made these by combining carbon dioxide and water and baking them by the sun. Okay, and this all happens in the chloroplast, which is filled with chlorophyll. I'm going to leave this here for you to pause the video and watch this, pause the video and take these notes and make sure you have all of the same stuff I do. And then lastly, this Kahoot will be under assignments in the session. And look at that, we did it in under 8 minutes. Great job, guys.